Buenos días, clase de español. This is Señor Irvin, and this is a quick lesson on something called demonstrative adjectives. And they are part of our Ropa unit. And basically, demonstrative units are adjectives, are used to point out people and things. There are several examples of demonstrative adjectives, and here's a couple. The words in English, this and these, the Spanish equivalents are este, esta, estos, and estas. So you see there's a difference here. We're going to talk about how you decide which one of these to use. And then there's also these demonstrative adjectives, that and those. And in Espanol, those words are ese, esa, esos, and esas. The basic rules of demonstrative adjectives state that demonstrative adjectives comes before the noun in Espanol, and they of course also, just like our other adjectives, have to have the same gender and the same number as the nouns that end up following them. So they come before and they have to match the nouns that come after them. So how about we do some examples, and we'll make a little chart here, and you should make the same chart. There's some that come in a singular form, and then we'll go ahead and then pluralize each one of those two. And we're going to use some vocabulary from our current chapter so that it actually makes sense. Let's start off by saying this dress. Okay? In Espanol, this dress, we're going to say is este vestido. And este would be our masculine singular form. So if we went to the plural form, and let's go ahead and do that over here with Inglés also, these dresses. En Español, let's make this a little bit smaller, there we go. These dresses, in Español, we're going to say estos vestidos. And so you'll notice something has occurred here. In Inglés, we changed words from this to these. In Español, we went from este to estos. In English, we went from dress to dresses. In Espanol, we went from vestido, and we just went to vestidos. So there's a singular form here, and then a plural form of the exact same demonstrative adjective. So let's do one for a feminine word, like en Español, this blouse. Bueno, y en Español, we have esta blusa. So you'll notice the difference here. In English, we say this dress, this blouse. There is no masculine and feminine. In Espanol, because this word was masculine, we said este. Because this word is feminine, we say esta. So let's come over here and then see what it looks like. In the plural form, we say these blouses in English. Make this a little smaller. And in Espanol, estas blusas. So that hopefully makes some sense there for you. See? Cool. There are two other forms that we talked about on the previous thing. Right here we said, how about the words that and those? Well, let's add them also to our list here. Okay. We'll move these down a little bit. And let's go ahead and use the word sweater. It's masculine. El suéter. Muy bien. So in English, we just say this. Actually, we're going to use the word that. Excuse me, because we're saying the other form. So that sweater. So how do you do that in Espanol? That sweater. In Espanol, we're going to say ese suéter. Ese suéter. And that is our masculine singular form to say that sweater. What about the plural form of that? Those sweaters. I suppose that's what they would be. Those sweaters. Let's write it in English and make it plural. And in Espanol, we're going to say esos suéteres. Suéteres. Esos suéteres. So my word ese, the plural form of that is this word right here, esos. Bueno, cool. And of course, suéter changed to suéteres. Okay? Muy bien. ¿Qué más? How about a feminine form of this? In English, it doesn't matter. Let's say that sweatshirts. Okay? I guess, yes, one word. That sweatshirt. Let's make it a little smaller. En Español, esa sudadera. You'll notice we went to a feminine form here. It no longer is ese, it's rather esa, because this word is feminine. So this is the feminine singular form. This is the masculine singular form. What about the plural form? Let's do that also. And say, those sweatshirts. Those sweatshirts. En inglés, we went from that to those. En español, we're going to make esa to esas sudaderas. And let's make that so that it can all fit in one thing here. Esas sudaderas. Muy bien. So to recap this entire thing, basically what you have to do is you got to figure out which word is which. Okay, so we have the words this and these. Okay, and those words in español are either este, estos, esta, or estas, depending upon whether the noun is masculine or feminine. And then in English, we say that and those. And in español, those words are ese, esos, esa, and esas, depending again if it's masculine or feminine and if it's singular or plural. Bueno, there's some practice for you after this. Adiós, hasta la vista.